One of the best experiences at Anderson is called the Global Access Program, where they partner a team of 5 students with an international company, and you get to have real life experience working with business issues for 6 months. Now, when you start the GAP program, you think, can I do this? This is a 500 hours that I need to put towards this program. But I can say that I now believe that what you put into the GAP program, you will get more out of. After being in the GAP program, I was able to work with another company and do the exact same work, help develop a business plan for them in exchange for an equity stake in the firm.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I think, the defining part of the whole FEMBA experience. It's something that really no other university or business school program can offer, and they've got full-time faculty and staff dedicated towards GAP. And like Daphne, I really made a conscious effort to put as much effort into it as I can. I talked to my wife, and I was basically a deadbeat dad for 6 months, but I think that dedication and matched sort of my team members' dedication, and even though the ultimate recommendation for the company we were consulting was, don't do this expansion. We just got so much out of it, just not only working together, but traveling across Eastern Europe and all throughout Italy. Our executive, was a great host, and took us around, took us to dinner, put us up in a nice hotel, and that opportunity actually led us to the dean of the business school, who asked us to basically do another GAP type of consulting project for her and for UCLA in regards to a possible educational program set up in India. And so, that in itself was also a great opportunity and experience to work with the dean of the business school. So, GAP, definitely is something you want to take advantage of, and it's something unique to UCLA.
I think GAP directly is what got me the job that I'm going to at Chevron, because coming from an environmental science background, going to work for an oil company is a bit of a switch, but I did my GAP project for a company in New Zealand that does retail automation for petroleum stations, and they were looking to enter the India market. And I interviewed with Chevron towards the end of GAP, and by that point, I knew about the oil industry, knew the lingo, was able to go into my interview and talk the talk with all the executives there, and I think that was really something that they were impressed with. But what I do want to say about GAP, and I hope I'm allowed to say this, is it was really, really a real experience. It's not the sheltered, you're in this bubble of school and everything's gonna work out perfectly, because it doesn't. It's real life, it's real business. So just to give you an example, our team had to go to India, and we ran into the train bombing in Mumbai, a couple strikes, a coup, and a riot. But you know what? We got the job done, because that's what doing business is about. Doesn't matter what happens, life goes on, and everything's going to be okay.
It's not always like that, though. Our company was in Italy, and it was high-end jewelry. So sometimes it can be a very easy company. And if you like the GAP experience, you can go back and become a GAP fellow. There are 9 of us that are helping to motivate and provide direction to the next class. So now, after we've done the business plan and learned that side of the house, we now get to put on more of an HR role and try to be more of a motivator, and how do you boost morale, because it is a long 6 months, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and it feels good, when you can turn in a 100-page business plan, do a 20-minute presentation, and deflect all kind of Q&A from industry experts that the GAP faculty bring on to judge your business plan and presentation. You don't realize how much you've really learned until the very end, and then you realize you have 6 months to go to graduation. So,
and if you like that experience, there's many opportunities to continually build a business plan and present it in front of venture capitalists. One of another keystone, I think, of Anderson is the NAP competition each year, where students form teams by themselves, come up with a business plan, and can pitch it in front of people that could truly provide funds to get the company up and running.